Hello, I'm Nick Hancock and welcome to Have I Got Sport for You? It's a brand new panel show about sport, which our producer has painstakingly created from scratch after watching a Friday night topical news show and jotting down a few notes. But if you're expecting the same old rounds like odd one out and missing words, then you'd be right. But the similarities end there. Captaining our first team, Paul Merton. And playing Frank Lampard to his Steven Gerrard, comedian and cricket fan Mark Steele. Let's see how they get on in the same team. And on our second team, working together like a pair of Ferrari Formula One drivers, Chelsea fan Andy Hamilton, an actual sports person, Olympic silver medalist Gail Emms. We start with the biggest sporting questions of the summer. Have a listen to this.
Life's a race that I'm gonna win. Yeah.
Hi folks, this is the Mayor here. This is the greatest moment in the life of London for 50 years.
Isn't this exciting? 1 month to go, the biggest logistics project in British peacetime history.
Yes, we are only 12 days from the opening ceremony of the London Olympics. We had Survival by Muse there, which, what is it, the official song, is it? There you go. Now, the first question I want to ask you, and especially you, Gail, is why is it Team GB all of a sudden?
I think it always has been. I just think it's because no one really sort of saw us as a team. There's sort of a bunch of athletes from all various sports that we've never even heard of for every 4 years just go off and compete in a country, but actually because it's home Olympics suddenly we have to have like this name, and it is Team G. It always has been.
But isn't it actually Team G and NI, strictly speaking?
Yeah, that's a good point actually.
Yeah,
I never thought about that.
Yeah,
it didn't really bother me, obviously.
That's very honest of you.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah. Gail Emms couldn't give a about the Irish. There you go. You heard it here first.
You'll be fine, Gail. Just don't go to Belfast. You'll be fine.
Thanks.
Now, the other thing that, of course, has been I've found completely fascinating is seeing the Olympic machine in your own country and all the things that are banned, all the things that people aren't allowed to do. They've taken it so far. No, it's not even just a competition. There are certain words during the Olympics you can't use together.
British victory. So what are the things that can't be put together, the words?
You can't have Olympic and 2012, you can't have gold and... So if you suddenly decide to have a new pizza and call it 2012 Olympic Rings Pizza, you're not allowed to do that. It's kind of scandalous, Andy, isn't it, really?
Yeah, well, I live very close to Wimbledon lawn tennis, and there's been a lot of controversy around us about the security arrangements, whether there's a bit of overkill. And personally, I'm very, very angry and disappointed that nobody has asked me whether I'd like an anti-aircraft missile on my roof. Because I would, if I'm honest. Because we get a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses. And I can't help thinking that as they're coming up the hill, if I could just go, as long as I've got control of it, obviously, it goes...
It's the lucky few, again, isn't it, that get the missile.
That's right.
It's absolutely terrible.
That thing about buying words, the place where you see that at its most farcical is in the cricket in India, in the IPL league, where they've bought a six is now an IPL maximum. Oh, wow. And there's a catch, isn't there, that's got a sponsor's name for a catch. So they are actually slowly buying up the language.
But it makes me think, remember all that super injunction thing last year? Now celebrities who've got enough money must be thinking, I can buy phrases that people can't say. Yeah. Ryan Giggs could buy Ryan Giggs and sister-in-law, and they could never be put together
love
again.
Rat.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to buy the word traffic. Look at the money you'd make every time somebody says traffic.
Yeah.
The administration would probably cost you more than you actually get in, though.
Yeah, but it'll become the McDonald's traffic.
Yeah.
All the schools out there doing projects, someone from local could technically come down and just tell them to take their montages on walls and, their projects, not allowed to do the Olympic rings.
Basically, they're trying to take legal control of holes, haven't they?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the amazing thing is some of the stadium have had to change their name. So they're going to play a football game at the Ricoh Arena in Coventry. They have to change the name of the stadium to the City of Coventry Stadium. The word Ricoh has to be blocked out everywhere in the stadium. They've got what they call branding police, who will go into the bathrooms and cover up armated shanks on the urinal.
Yeah.
Or the names of any soaps or these are all people are paid to cover these things up.
We're actually going out on the Olympics. I was taped up of because my trainers had a non-Olympic sponsor, so they put tape on my trainers. I had tape on like the underbit of my skirt and stuff like that, just in case
Gail.
any bit on my
Was this TV technicians?
Yeah,
Because that could have been an elaborate bondage game.
They do
It was
that.
kind of fun until they pulled it off. But yeah, no, like all over my bag, rackets. Yeah, they went through every single thing in my bag and taped up bits like
Presumably with the official tape for the Olympics.
the official tape, of course.
I think it's very good, though. It's very far-sighted of them to create the ZIL lanes for all the rich people that are travelling, because it will make it easier for the rioters to identify them in August. Because there will be riots in August, because it's London and it's August and it's traditional.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll make it into an Olympic sport and there'll be commentators?
And
What
presumably
What a magnificent launch of the bomb there from the young lad from Hackney.
one of the great Molotov cocktails.
He's literally on fire.
And of course, heritage and tradition is going to be central to the opening ceremony and Danny Boyle's vision for the opening ceremony. Have you heard any rumours about it? There's been little bits disseminated into the press.
Yes, I think, but there's two things going on here. There's a story that he's telling everybody this is what it is. It's going to be sort of like sheep and all that sort of stuff. But I think there's hints that there's going to be something darker that comes out of this, which he's desperately trying to keep quiet. So we shouldn't sort of talk about it too much, perhaps. But I was going to be village greens. It's going to be sort of people drinking pints of beer, and it's going to be croquet and stuff. But there's another thing that's going to happen, which he's keeping very quiet about.
Oh, right, so maybe there'll be a huge light that will shine on a bloke who's caught down a cliff and he has to saw his own arm off in front of...
Yeah, exactly.
And then compete in the javelin.
That's very English.
Throw his arm.
There's a Danny Boyle film where the bloke has to saw his own arm off. Or was it just randomly sort of going a little bit... Oh, no, it's that time of night when I start thinking about people sawing limbs off. When we first got granted the Olympics, I thought, typical, we couldn't get one stadium built on time, Wembley, every year, having to ring Cardiff. Oh, sorry, we're still not ready. We put the goalposts in upside down or so, I don't know. We made it triangular, I don't know how that happened. We got a little bit on the old spliffs, and anyway, I said, can you have it again? I thought, the Olympics will end up like I don't know, no one will be there. They'll all be stuck with Willesden Green, and the swimming pool will have no water in it, and they'll just be told to run backwards and forwards along the bottom or something. I thought the whole thing was going to go.
Oh, I look forward to that. That'd be quite fun. There's no water in the pool, I'm afraid. Your 4 years of training will have to be adapted to running.
But whoever wins is going to do it in a world record time.
Table tennis players have got the water you should have had. That slowed them down.
Underwater table
That slowed them down. Yeah, absolutely. It's brilliant.
Now, who won't be playing when the games finally arrive?
Billy Wright.
Amongst others.
Oh, amongst others.
Yeah. It's very specific.
Oh, it's
Beckham, Gail, yes.
Men's football shouldn't even be in the Olympics anyway.
No, it shouldn't be, really,
no,
should you?
It's a bit of a farce, really. I'm glad he's not at the Olympics because the fact he'll be going around, he'll just take all the limelight from all the other athletes who have trained for 4 years to be there. They've trained to be an Olympian. Yeah. He's just turning up to be an Olympian. So he's that kind of just... If it just frustrates every single Olympian that that have to go through all that, it's their moment, not Dave Beckham. Oh, you know what? I fancy leading the country out from the Olympic Games to Team GB. That's not what the Olympics are about.
Beckham said he'd be happy to live in the athletes. Well, he would be happy now.
No way, Dave Beckham would be going around the Olympic Village. No, and stay there. No way.
Do you think that hostility towards him would be that strong?
No, not the hostility.
He wouldn't live in those flats.
Right, the Olympic Village is so basic. It's just a bed, and that's it. He just
all those people, one bed.
Yeah, it's amazing. 10,000 athletes,
team
one
unity?
bed. But it's just so basic. There's no way.
He might like that. He might like the Spartan simplicity of it. And no Victoria.
Actually, to be fair, Federer and Nadal in Beijing they stayed for a couple of days, and then it just got too much. It just got hassled by other athletes too much, so they went off.
Muse have recorded the official Olympic song, along with about a dozen other people this time. Elbow, Blur, Elton John, all have songs coming out, but none of them can match the great Olympic theme tunes of yesteryear. Let's see who here remember. Well, you won't remember it, Gail, but you may have heard it. Who remembers this classic from 1968? Join in the chorus at the appropriate time.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Just take my hand and come along with me. There is so little time to spare. There is a place I'd give the world to see, where the music's softly playing and the rhythm's gently swaying. Underneath the stars in a million bars, guitars are softly saying,
Western Supermare!
Do you remember that, Mark?
Mexico.
Oh, Mexico, yeah. Do you remember that?
Long John Baldry.
Shall we play in the full version? Very well, not the full version for God's sake, but just up to the word Mexico.
Mexico, you got to be in so much to see in Mexico.
Yes, now the teams have been picked and the missiles put in place, we're ready for the Planet Earth Sports Day. This week, Gary Lineker carried the Olympic torch through his hometown of Leicester. Thousands of excited locals turned out, hoping to catch a glimpse of fire. Remember, people of the Midlands, fire is a powerful friend, but a deadly enemy. Now, we try to cover all sports in this show, including, even though technically it's not actually a sport, tennis. This programme is being recorded before the finals, so we don't know if Andy Murray lived up to our expectation and lost in the semis. So we're going to do a couple of takes, and you can ignore the ones that are wrong. So a great victory for Andy, Paul.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was just astonishing. The fact that for the last sort of 3 or 4 games in the final set, he actually didn't even have a tennis racket. It was an extraordinary piece of improvisation.
So, Paul, yes. Andy Murray, what a disappointment.
Yes, it was
for the big Scot.
It was very bad. It was awful. It really let everybody down. I mean, he was clearly drunk and was swigging from the Scotch bottle while he was actually in the middle of a rally. I saw him discreetly shake a little bit of ice cube into his glass. So, yeah, it was very disappointed that he should obey such a racial stereotype.
Mind you, if he has won Wimbledon, how could we tell? Listen to this post-match interview, and I want you to tell me if he's won or he has lost, OK? Is this Andy in the ecstasy of winning or the despondency of losing?
I didn't feel like I moved particularly well at the start of the match. I would have liked to have started the match a bit better, but I thought I played some decent tennis and I felt like I was striking the ball well. And then in the third set tiebreak, I missed some shots.
OK.
He won that.
He won that?
Mm.
Well, if he missed some in the third, he must have gone to 5. Oh. All right, we'll say he lost.
OK, Mark gets a point.